What's up, guys? I'm going to do a video this evening on how to play Fly, Famous Mockingbird by Phish. I did a video a month or two back on how to play basically just the hard part of this song. This video is going to look at the whole song. I do want to try and keep it as brief as I possibly can, so I'm not going to pick apart every little nuance of the song. I'm going to go ahead kind of with the assumption that you basically know how the song goes. I did whip up a PDF. It's 3 pages long, but it pulls apart all the parts of the song, gives you tabs and chord diagrams, so you can refer to that. I'll put a link to it in the description of this video. This song hops along pretty quick, and I'm going to slow it down considerably for the sake of going through this video. So when you first start Mockingbird at the end of Colonel Forbin's Ascent, it's got this little chord progression that goes D, C sharp minor, B minor, E, A, C sharp minor, and this kind of galloping rhythm. So it's like this. 6, 7, 8. That goes around a few times. Oh, in fact, it goes around kind of indefinitely, as that is kind of when Trey busts into his big story, at least in the older versions of this song. And then while that chord progression keeps going, among the rest of the band, Trey starts kind of the introduction to the main melody of the song, and that part looks like this. And that part goes on indefinitely until he actually kicks off the main melody of the song. Now I'm going to play through that main melody once relatively slowly here. Now, as I mentioned, I did another video a month or two back on how to play this main melody, and I picked it apart pretty thoroughly and went over it a few times. So in the interest of keeping it short, I'm just going to run through it once here, kind of on the slow side. It is in the tab, and then in the description of this video I'll put links to that other video as well as the tab for this. So here it is, once through slowly. Hits the E chord there, and then it starts over again. After the second time through, instead of an E chord, it goes to an F chord, and that acts as the 5 chord to set up the B flat, which is the next section, the chorus, where they all sing Fly, Famous Mockingbird. So the chords in this section are B flat to C minor, D minor, E flat, D minor, C minor, F, B flat. At this point we're in more of like a 6/8 kind of rhythm, and I'm feeling it sort of like this. In groups of 3, and it sounds like this. After once around, it goes back and repeats that whole main melody again. And then after repeating that melody, it goes on to the big kind of heavy minor keys section of that. And that's all tabbed out in the PDF that's in the description of this video. I'll show you real quick how I play it. Very highest note on your 24 fret guitar for starters. Repeats that. So now we move on to the rapid fire machine gun minor key picking thing that goes on in the middle of the song here. As for fingerings, I was watching a bunch of YouTubes trying to figure out exactly what Trey does fingering-wise on this, and I think I'm pretty close, maybe not perfect. Sometimes he uses fingerings that I personally am not super comfortable with. I think the notes are all right here, so if you want to find yourself a different fingering, go for it. Here's how the part's going to sound. Somewhere about there is where they kick into the guitar solo section of the song. The chords move from F major to A minor, kind of an F major 7 even, to an A minor. And that really tells me kind of the A Aeolian mode, which would kind of be the same as the F Lydian mode. You could look at it either way. The whole thing sounds pretty minor to me, so I really think of it as A Aeolian. For example, one way you could play that scale would be... But I'm not here to pick apart the guitar solo, I just want to show you how the song goes, so I'm going to move on to the next part here. It's going to repeat that big machine gun minor keys section, and then when it ends and kind of moves on towards the mellower ending of the song, harmonics here on the 7th and 12th fret. And then it moves on to this section where you have like a B6 chord, and I'm really just doing a little triad here on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings, and then for the 6th I add my pinky here on the 2nd string. Then kind of the same thing off of an A chord, an A6 going to an A. And then a B triad going to an E triad. Then it repeats all that. Then D, E, F. And then it moves up to a higher inversion of the F here, on the starting on the 13th fret. That F is the 5 chord that takes us back to B flat, and they sing the chorus again. And then when they finish up singing that chorus, they stay in the key of B flat, but they move back to, it's basically the same chord progression that you saw at the beginning of the song, only now we're a half step higher in B flat. And it's going to be E flat, D minor, C minor, F, B flat, to D minor again. Page kind of solos over that for a while, and then they start doing this big ascending arpeggio lick that is, in my opinion, super cool. Again, it's all tabbed out here. I'll play through it slowly a couple times for you. And on a B flat, and that's that.